Well, this morning, markets around the world are slipping in reaction to our stock market. Monday, we slipped into a bear market as concerns over a possible recession grow. Suzanne Bruner is in studio. So what does this mean for Americans' financial future?
Well, Kara, good morning to you. The S&P 500, it closed more than 21% below its January peak, and it forced Wall Street to go into what's called a bear market. If you're not familiar with what that term is, it is essentially when stocks fall at least 20% from their previous record high. The last bear market was in March of 2020, right at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. And now the Federal Reserve could be ready to raise those interest rates as early as tomorrow. Economists predict the Fed could increase rates by 3/4 of a point, which would be the steepest rate hike since 1994. So should you sell your investments or stay the course? A lot of you have questions about this. It might be tempting to bail, but investment pros recommend to stick with the buy and hold strategy. Also this morning, let's talk about inflation. It's at a 40-year high. It's forcing a lot of people to turn to their savings accounts for help. There was a new survey that found that 67% of Americans are getting into their savings just to pay for those rising costs. Also, credit card debt even rising since the pandemic started.
We're seeing more utilization of credit right now because people are trying to sort of figure out a way to fill in the gap in their household budgets. And there is a risk in that because you're sort of taking on the risk of increased debt. At the same time, you're being hit with these increased prices.
Now, some good news coming in overnight. Stock futures were up. It could be a sign that investors may be able to buy low this morning, you guys. We'll keep an eye on this.
Yeah, I mean, if you do have the money, this is the time to do it. Thanks, Suzanne.